Hello, my lovely people. It's your host, Smart again. And today we have a story that's part football, part redemption arc, and part, wait, this wasn't in the script. Manchester United are making huge waves again in the Premier League. Michael Carrick has been named the Premier League Manager of the Month for January. It's a flawless start since his return to the Old Trafford dugout, and it has the whole football world paying very close attention to his methods. Now, these awards can sometimes just be nice headlines, but this one matters deeply. It reflects a fundamental shift in momentum and a return of genuine belief to a club that was desperately searching for its identity. Belief is a powerful currency in football. Carrick stepped in mid-January and immediately delivered results. Not just narrow, lucky wins, but big, dominant statement wins that completely changed the club's narrative. The type of performances that make the whole league stop and go, hold on, are United actually alive again? It's been a tactical transformation that few saw coming so quickly after his surprising mid-season appointment. So why is Carrick's start getting so much respect from the tactical experts? It's because he simplified things. In an era of overcomplication, he chose absolute clarity over chaos for his squad. When teams are struggling, complicated football becomes very expensive. Too many instructions and too much tactical noise lead to hesitation on the pitch, leaving talented players unsure of their exact roles during games. Carrick's early impact has been rooted in pure clarity. He focused on the defensive basics, rigid organization, ensuring every man knows where to be, and providing a stable, trustworthy platform for the entire team. He established midfield stability and controlled transitions. This allowed the squad to play with significantly more confidence in possession, knowing they had a solid, repeatable system behind them at all times. And when the squad starts winning, that confidence becomes contagious. The key point is that Carrick's run has fundamentally changed the mood inside the training ground, the locker room, and the boardroom. Fans have gone from being frustrated to feeling truly hopeful once again. Players have gone from being tense and restricted to expressive, creative, and brave. That's how a run of results turns into a club-wide movement. That's why 4 wins in a row becomes more than just a statistic. It becomes a major cultural moment. Even the online fan challenges are starting to turn into positive storylines that inspire the next generation. But here's the reality check we all need to remember as football fans. It's only been 1 month. The Premier League doesn't hand out trophies for a hot January. Those results alone won't win you titles. What the league does hand out is intense pressure in February. The next phase of Carrick's project is going to be the hardest part, sustaining this form when the fixture schedule really starts to tighten up. This is when opposing teams will start to adapt to Carrick's new system and find weaknesses. That's where true coaching really shows. Anyone can spark a bounce, but sustained success is the real test. So tactically, what must Carrick do next to stay ahead? First, he must continue building that stable defensive base. Second, keep the midfield compact without becoming passive, slow, or too defensive. Third, he needs to develop reliable, high-quality chance creation patterns, not just individual moments of brilliance, but repeatable systems. Remember, big clubs don't survive on vibes, they survive on disciplined systems. From a squad point of view, Carrick's man management is going to be absolutely crucial. Players want trust, but they also need standards. The top managers always balance both. I believe in you, but you must deliver. That's how you turn a good month into a legendary, season-defining campaign. Congratulations to Carrick. This award is recognition, but the real prize is Champions League qualification and building lasting, unstoppable momentum. Now I want to hear from the football family. Is Carrick the long-term answer for United? Drop your opinion below. Like, subscribe, and stay with us for more breakdowns. Now let's shift into FA Cup mode, because Manchester City faced Salford City and did exactly what was expected. They did what top clubs are supposed to do in cup football: win professionally, manage risk, and move on. City won 2-0. No chaos, no panic, no giant-killing headlines. Just a clean job. But the real story is not the score. The real story is what this match reveals about City's depth, their control habits, and what cup football means for their season rhythm. Let's be honest. When City play a lower league side, the game is less about tactics and more about discipline. The danger for elite teams isn't ability, it's attitude. You lose when you treat it like a friendly. You get shocked when you relax. So City's key objective was to keep standards high and kill the match early. And they did it in a very City way. The opener came from an own goal. Now again, own goal doesn't mean luck. It often means pressure. It means the defending team is under stress, being pulled out of shape and forced into rushed actions. City's possession game creates that stress over time because the opponent spends most of the match running without touching the ball. Eventually, legs get heavy, concentration slips, and mistakes happen. Then came the more symbolic moment, a debut goal from City's January signing Mark Guehi. That's important for 2 reasons. 1, it shows integration, new players settling into the machine. 2, it shows City's recruitment logic. Even in seasons where they're competing on multiple fronts, they keep upgrading. They don't wait for a problem to become an emergency. But here's the interesting part. Despite City's control, goalkeeper James Trafford had to make key saves. That matters because cup football doesn't care about possession stats. You can dominate for 89 minutes, but if the opponent gets one big chance and scores, the match becomes chaos. Trafford's saves kept the game exactly where City wanted it: calm, controlled, finished. Now, from a tactical perspective, the story is simple. City's structure reduces variance. They keep the ball, they compress the opponent. It's football suffocation, and you don't escape it easily. For Salford, the lesson is actually valuable. Matches like this expose the gap not just in talent, but in rhythm. Premier League tempo is faster, decision-making is sharper, and punishment is immediate. Salford will take pride in moments they competed, but the reality is, City's machine doesn't need to be perfect to win these ties. Now what's next? City advanced to the FA Cup 5th round. The draw is coming soon. City will keep rotating as long as they can, because their season priorities demand squad management. This is the time of year where fixtures stack up. Fatigue becomes the hidden opponent. So the key question for City now is not, can they beat lower league teams? Of course they can. The real question is, how far do they want to go? Guardiola loves the cup, but he also loves a fresh squad in the business end of the season. Balancing the league and Europe while chasing the FA Cup is a high-wire act for any manager. So my lovely people, drop your thoughts. Do you want City to go full strength for the FA Cup, or should they prioritize the league and Europe and rotate heavily? Let me know in the comments. Like the video, subscribe, and stay locked in with Smart Sports Studio for the real breakdown behind the headlines. We don't just give updates, we break them down properly. Smart Sports Studio, where we don't just tell you the score, we tell you what the score means. And today, we have to talk about a classic that delivered exactly what it promised. Chaos, tension, tactical chess, and late drama. Inter against Juventus ended 3-2. If you blinked at the wrong moment, you probably missed the part where the match flipped. Twice. And then flipped again. Let's start with the big headline. Inter didn't just win. Inter survived and then stamped their authority on the title race. A 3-2 win over Juventus at this stage of the season is not just 3 points. It's a psychological punch to everyone chasing them. It's the kind of win that strengthens belief inside the dressing room and injects doubt into everyone else. Now here's the first layer. The game itself wasn't clean. It was messy in the best way. Juventus came to San Siro with a clear plan: frustrate and slow the rhythm. Inter came with their usual identity: control territory and dominate phases. But from early on, you could tell this wasn't going to be one of those Inter Cruz 2-0 games. This was going to be a knife fight in a phone booth. Inter's opener set the tone in a very modern way. Pressure creates mistakes. A Juventus own goal put Inter ahead, but the detail is why it happened. Inter's pressure forced indecision. You squeeze a team, you force one rush touch, and suddenly the ball is in your net. It's cruel, but it's elite-level cruelty. Now Juventus responded quickly. Andrea Cambiaso, who had the nightmare moment for the own goal, redeemed himself with an equalizer. That is a huge mentality indicator. Some players collapse, others reset and respond. Cambiaso responded. So at 1-1, the match becomes a battle of tempo. And then came the turning point that changed the whole tactical landscape. Juventus went down to 10 men when Pierre Kalulu was sent off just before halftime. That changed everything. Now, a red card doesn't always mean you lose. Sometimes 10 men makes you more compact and stubborn. It forces you into a low block, but it handed Inter exactly what they love: time and space to build waves without fear of heavy pressure. Second half, Inter's job was to move the ball quickly and stretch that 10-man block. They were patient, but not passive. They worked angles, shifted the ball side to side, and eventually, the breakthrough came through Francesco Esposito. That goal was the logical reward. Juventus were defending deeper and deeper, and when you defend for that long, you're not really playing football anymore. You're playing survival. It looked like the job was done at 2-1. But Juventus refused to die. Manuel Locatelli equalized in the 83rd minute, and that stadium goes from celebration to heart attack. Even with 10 men, Juventus found a way to hurt Inter. That tells you they still have fight and structure. So at 2-2, you're thinking, Inter have dropped control. 10 men, yet Juventus are still standing. This is where champions show themselves. And then it happened. The 90th minute winner from Piotr Zielinski. Late, dramatic, decisive. That is title race energy. Inter moved 8 points clear at the top with 61 points. Juventus remained 4th with 46. Inter have created that uncomfortable gap that forces everyone else chasing them into absolute perfection. The takeaway is this: Inter are not just a system team. They're becoming a survival team. They can win clean, and now they can win ugly. That's a huge evolution. Leagues are won when you pick up points on nights opponents refuse to cooperate. For Juventus, this is a painful loss, but the way they kept fighting with 10 men shows mental strength. But red cards in high-stakes matches, that kills top 4 security. You can't gift opponents advantages in big fixtures. What's next? For Inter, momentum is massive. When you win a classic late like this, your legs feel lighter for the next match. Juventus must stabilize quickly because top 4 races punish emotional hangovers. So here's the big question. Is this the match where Inter put one hand on the title? Or is the race still open? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Serie A just gave us cinema, and believe me, more is coming. Like the video, subscribe, and stay locked in with Smart Sports Studio for the real breakdown behind the headlines. We don't just react, we break down. Smart football for the football family. I'm Smart, and I'll see you in the next update. I'll see you in the next one. Peace and love for the game. Smart Sports Studio, checking out.